everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome to this week's episode of the ABCs of a Successful Social Media Presence. My name is Erica and I am the social media manager here at Sweet Sue Media. If you are just joining me, welcome. What I'll be doing over the next few weeks is giving tips, tools, and techniques for you, the small business owner, that I hope will help you more successfully navigate the social media landscape. With that, let's go ahead and jump into this week's tip. I've got just a bit more to cover this week because we are on the letter H, and today H is for hashtag. Using hashtags is important, but what's even more important is making sure that you use them properly. Now, if you're not familiar with what a hashtag is, it's simply a word that has the pound sign or the hashtag sign in front of it, which makes it searchable or clickable. So for instance, if you're on Twitter and you search for hashtag Christmas, you are going to get back a ton of results from posts all over the Twitterverse that have that particular hashtag listed in it. And that is what makes hashtags great and why you should be using them. If you're on a platform like Instagram or Twitter, using hashtags or not using them can make or break your engagement. On Instagram, you can follow a particular hashtag and have that post show up in your newsfeed. So for instance, if you're following hashtag confidence, anytime someone posts something that has that hashtag in it, it will show up in your news feed. So think about that for just a second. Instagram has just over 1 billion users. So if you're using the right hashtag in your post and millions of people have the option of following a hashtag that you're using in your post, think about what that can do for your reach, right? So what about other platforms? For Facebook, hashtags can be used, but the results that you get for searching for a hashtag versus what you get for searching just for a word can be very different. So my advice for using hashtags on Facebook is to just do some testing. Create posts that have hashtags and create posts that don't have them, and then measure your engagement rate to see how that works out for you. For Facebook, it really just depends on your audience and how prone they are to using hashtags at all. For Pinterest, they're really not recommended because whether you're using a hashtag or just searching for the word, you're going to get the same results. So Pinterest actually tries to discourage their users from using hashtags. That's just how irrelevant they are on that site. If you're on LinkedIn, you can follow hashtags. So for instance, if you want to follow women in business, anytime anything related to that hashtag is posted, you'll get a notification or it'll show up in your news feed. So I absolutely recommend that you use hashtags in LinkedIn, and you can even click on them. So if you're following women in business, you can click on that hashtag and it will give you everything that's related to that. So that's why I recommend you use them on LinkedIn. For YouTube, you can also use hashtags and just tagged words, which again are just words that don't have the hashtag or the pound symbol in front of them. So they're both acceptable on YouTube. Now, YouTube did just recently start pushing hashtags again, so I would recommend that you do use them. Take advantage of every opportunity to increase your engagement and your reach. If you want to use both hashtags and then just tagged words, it really doesn't matter, again, because they're both acceptable on that platform. But by all means, if they're available to use, go ahead and use them. Now, those are some of the platforms that use hashtags. So now that we've talked about that, you may be wondering, well, how many hashtags do I use and how do I know which ones to use? As far as how many you use, that really depends on the platform. For Instagram, you can use up to 30, but market research shows that you may get better engagement if you use no more than 11. But I will say this, if you find that using 30 works for you, use what works for you. You have to use what's best for your engagement and for your audience. If you're new to hashtags and you're not really sure, what your count is going to be and how it's going to affect your engagement, then start with the 11 and see how that works for you. If that doesn't work, then by all means increase your number of hashtags or change them up altogether and see which of the two works better for your engagement. For Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, I'm recommending that you use no more than 5. For Facebook and LinkedIn, there really is no limit to the number of hashtags you can use, but the reason that I'm saying 5 is because you don't want your posts to look too spammy. Facebook posts and LinkedIn posts tend to be a little bit longer just because of the platform. So if you've got a long post and then you've got 30 to 40 hashtags after that, it's way too much content. So that's why I'm recommending that you leave it at 5. For Twitter, there is a character count limit. You can only use 280 characters on Twitter, and that's your post and your hashtags. So to create a cleaner post, that's why I'm recommending 5 for Twitter as well. For YouTube, you can use up to 15 hashtags, but research has shown that if you use more than 3, for some reason, the ones after 3 become kind of irrelevant to the people that are searching for them. So pick your top 3 hashtags for your YouTube videos and go with those. And I think you'll be great on engagement doing that. As for which hashtags you should use, there are sites out there that can help you determine what's relevant and what's trending. I will have those for you at the end of this video. I must also say that if you're using hashtags, you absolutely must use branded hashtags. If you're not familiar with that, that just means you're using your business name as a hashtag. As I said before, they are highly searchable, they trend all the time, and if you're using your business name as a hashtag and someone wants to follow that hashtag, or if you need it to trend, or if you want it to for better engagement, absolutely I recommend that you put your business name as a hashtag. For me, Sweet Sue Media is something that I always put in my posts. So if you go out and search for hashtag Sweet Sue Media, you will see every post that has ever been created using that hashtag. Finally, keep those hashtags fun and relevant. Please don't use a hashtag that is not relevant to your business. For instance, if you are an ice cream parlor and you're using a hashtag that's related to the car industry, that's not a good look and it's misleading your audience. I have seen this before and it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. There are tons of hashtags that can be used for industries and different kinds of businesses, and there are hashtags for you and they are relevant to what you're doing. So again, I will have those sites at the end of this video that will help you determine which ones that you can use that will be beneficial and helpful to your business. So I know I've covered a lot today, but our key to success is very simple this week. It's use those hashtags and make sure you're using them properly. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for joining me again. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you again and all of the support that you have been showing. Continue to share these videos, continue to comment on them and let me know how they're helping you. Again, this is for our small businesses, trying to help you be more confident about navigating that social media landscape. That's what we're here for. Also, I have to say, I am a certified social media manager. So if you're needing help with managing your social media presence, please contact me. Let's sit down and talk about your business and find out how we can help you increase your engagement, increase your reach, and get more revenue in your pockets. Thanks again for joining me. Come back next week. I will have another tip for you in my series, The ABCs of a Successful Social Media Presence. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.